All righty. This will be a quick one. We didn't want Chris to be last all the time. So, this is a story about a first impression. Not my first impression, but the first impression for my son. We all know there's a certain point in our lives where we realize that the world is a cruel, harsh place, and just cold and tough and just really hard to deal with. And for most of us, we understand that time is when you go to first grade, right? I mean, that transition from kindergarten to first grade. The first day of first grade, my son was excited. He went to St. Agnes right down the street, and he looked so adorable in that little Catholic school uniform with his backpack, and we took the picture out front, got him on the bus, and he was excited and raring to go. That was the first day. The second day, he was a little more, tepid about going, but we got him on the bus. The Thursday, he was like, he realized he was starting to seek alternatives, maybe higher education was not for him, right? So by Friday morning, he was, there's no way you're getting me on that bus. And he was pouting, his, tears were in his face, and he was taking a stand. He was taking a stand. He was not going to go to school. And we're trying to urge him We're trying to ask him, why doesn't he want to go to school? And he wouldn't open up. It was just tight. His lips were tight. He was just, you're not moving me. You're going to have to physically carry me and put me on the bus. And it was just at that point where a parent's about to rage, where you lose your patience. And my last attempt was, trying to figure out, because he wouldn't answer why he didn't want to go to school. So I'm like, is it that it's too long a day? And because kindergarten was only half day. And he finally goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And the last thing I could think of was, Jay, how about if you go to school and I'll come meet you in the cafeteria and have lunch with you? And his eyes went from like this, and he's like, okay. Right? And I'm like, oh no. So I quickly make myself a peanut butter and jelly, put it in the brown bag. I go to work and I sneak out of work, and head over to meet him in the cafeteria, and St. Agnes has this little basement cafeteria. And I'm thinking, I sign in, all the lunch moms are there. They're like, what's this guy doing here? They're like, if a father's there, they think you're a predator, So I'm there, I'm talking to the lunch moms, and I'm thinking, the kid's going to walk in with his class, and he's going to see his dad there, and he's going to be rife with embarrassment, right? That his father's here to have lunch with him. Like, it's going to strike him how he was acting like a little kid this morning, But sure enough, no, that was not, he was fine. And so I pull up the little chair next to him, and I sit at this big table with 8 kids, with Fridge and Chris Hayes and Joey C. And we all sit there, and they're just talking, and I'm sitting there with them, and everything was fine. And then he gets up and goes, and one of the lunch mothers makes some snide comment. You can't come back to do this every day. And I'm like, I'm not doing it every day, relax. But my kid's first impression that week, of how harsh grade school is going to be was so tough. And what I realized is he just needed that little nudge to get him over the edge. And on the following Monday, he got on the bus no problem, and everything was smooth, and now he has great memories of St. Agnes. So that's my story.